Yikes, it is episode number 200. 200 episodes of Two Geeks and a Microphone. And let me tell you, today is a crazy extravaganza because I think it's already off the rails. Welcome to Two Geeks and a Microphone.
You talk first. I talk first.
Holy guacamole, Batman. Welcome, everyone, to Two Geeks and a Microphone. I am your co-host, Mr. Stephen Boster, along with the one, the only, the most illustrious, the most Ripaversus, because they got some crazy stuff going on, but also the one, the only, Mr. Michael Shanks. Mike, say hey to everybody.
Good morning to all you geeks out there in Geekdom land. And it only took me 200 episodes, but I got the hello there. And are you listening? Who's talking?
Right? You got it right in on time. I love it.
It only took me 200 freaking episodes to do it.
That's all right. That's all right. You know what? With every episode, we get that much more better. Cheers, everybody.
Got the first one in. Cheers.
That's right, by golly. This may be a big one. I'm so glad this is not alcohol, everybody, because
I do not have any alcohol in my iced coffee this morning either. I do have some seasonal what is it? Mint chocolate. What is it? Mint chocolate. Christmas brick.
Peppermint bark.
Peppermint bark. That's what it is. Peppermint bark.
I'll have to say.
Sounds like I've been drinking.
Oh my gosh, it sure does. Hey everybody, we are so glad that you're with us because we have a ton of special guests with us today, and I'm just going to say this real quick. This is about to be so good. We've got all kinds of friends here. Mike will introduce them here in just a few moments, but I want to get them in as soon as possible because who knows what's about to happen, everybody. But we are glad you're with us. We're just celebrating and having a great time talking with friends, family that we have made over the past, oh my goodness, almost 3 years of doing Two Geeks and a Microphone.
Yeah, it'll be 3 years, January 15th. That'll be our third anniversary.
It'll be 3 years. Holy cow. So we are just a month away. So these are family and friends that we have made, and it's been an incredible part of this journey that we never realized was going to happen. And so this is not only going to be just a fabulous time, it's going to be like family getting together and just hooping and hollering. And we are so glad that you are here with us today. So be sure to comment, ask us questions. We're live, and so we'll be monitoring the chat. And Mike, let's start the festivities.
All right. Well, let's bring in our family first. So first off, of course, we have my daughter Megan.
Megan
has been one of our moderators for, I don't know, a little over a year now. And
this is a rarity. We normally don't see Megan.
Yeah, it's Megan. Megan doesn't like to be on screen, but anyway.
Thank you.
Then we
Megan.
have Angie. Angie's been a moderator. She was a big supporter of our show from day one. And
day one, baby.
And then we got my friend Theron, who I had always said Theron needs his own YouTube show, but I started one first and then I put him on it. So
oh, so you trying to say you put me on?
Yeah, that's right. I put you on, dude. I'm giving you your break, man.
Oh, okay. My Andy Warhol moment. All right.
You're Andy Warhol.
And I want to say that I'm not in front of a green screen. This is actually what I'm seeing right now.
Oh, yes. Angie is in the winter wonderland of Germany right now.
Yes, I am. It is snowy.
You got to throw on the Mariah Carey Christmas album.
No.
Please,
Oh, God,
no.
I like Kelly Clarkson dressed in red.
Excuse me while I mute Theron. We're not talking Mariah Carey or Christmas.
Hey, listen here. I don't want to be banned from this country, okay?
Now, I
want to eventually come back.
I do have specific Christmas music I play, but my music's probably different from everybody here because my number one Christmas album, is Nope, it's not Kiss.
Nope.
It's not Kiss. It is the metal god himself, Rob Halford, and what is it called? Winter Songs. Winter Songs is what it's called. So yes, that is my favorite Christmas album.
No Striper.
I love Striper, but they don't have a full Christmas album. They've had fans who have been, hounding them about putting together a Christmas album because they've done Winter Wonderland, and they've done their own Christmas song, which right now the songs skip Reason for the Season. Amazing songs, but they don't have a full album. So and Twisted Sister's Christmas album too. Freaking amazing. Awesome. So we got our family here. This is the Two Geeks family, minus Aaron. I'm hoping Aaron pops in on us soon. Our Two Geeks philosopher. He said he might be in, so hopefully we'll see him. But are we ready to bring in some of our other guests?
Yes.
All right. Let's start out with the kings of nerd and murd, our friends Zig and Jeff. Welcome.
Good morning. Welcome to another week of the highs and lows, the good and the bad, and the up, the down, the nerd and the murd.
I love it when he says that.
I just wanted to offer something.
Yes, sir.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. I just want.
Oh God!
Stop!
You're gonna get me banned in this country. Stop!
Who invited that guy? No, just kidding.
Who did?
I didn't know Zig was going to be on this show, and I'd known that I wouldn't have been on.
Idiot!
He is the idiot.
I had to get it in.
That's funny.
Thank you.
We love you,
Zig.
But I do gotta say, I love when I hear Jeff go, "You're an idiot."
Funny thing, I've been saying that for close to 30 years.
It's still funny.
It is.
That's funny.
I mean, I've only been hearing it for like the last 2 years, but it's still funny to me.
Sometimes I will say creepy and weird stuff just to get him to say it.
That's true.
Nice. Well, you guys were our first crossover podcast, and I remember Jeff contacting me saying, "Hey, I've listened to your show. I like your show. You guys are kind of similar to us. Would you consider doing a crossover with us?" And I was like, "Let me listen to your show first, because I like to make sure that we're gonna, kind of meld together, And I listened to you guys, and I'm like, this is such a cool concept. I love it. I had never heard anything before, with the whole idea of doing half of the show a nerd topic, and then the other half a true crime, thing. And I was blown away by you guys. I love your show.
Well, and we had talked about it for a while. Our producer William was actually the one who got us to do this in the first place, because he'd sit around just listen to us chat about everything, and he's like, "You guys really need to have a show. You need to have something." Nice. And the original name of the show was going to be, I'll let me try to PG it up.
I love that so much.
Please hand me that piano thing, random crap you just nobody ever hears you say. It was so long. It was just this huge long title. And I was driving to work, and it just hit me. I'm like, wait a minute. We're doing nerd stuff. We're doing murder stuff, nerdery and murdery. That's it. That's the name of the show. And I took it to Zig, and he's like, "Yep, that's it. That's
nice.
it."
Nice.
But yeah, I found you guys when it was, we were within our first year, and I had been posting on various Facebook podcast sites trying to promote our show, and I'd look for shows that I was interested in, and I found y'all, and I started listening. I thought it was great as well. And that's when I reached out to you guys, and we started talking over email and eventually Facebook.
Yep.
And yeah, we decided our first crossover, and that was Firefly and Serenity.
Yes.
And the the North Island conspiracy murder, child.
I still have
child
nightmares. I still have nightmares.
Nice. And we sung the theme song
Yes.
to Serenity.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
sure did.
Wow.
That was great.
And we've done other crossovers since, and then
Yes.
we're bringing Mike on the show tomorrow when we're recording. So
Nice.
good stuff.
Uh-oh.
I've really enjoyed y'all.
I can't
What
wait.
are we recording tomorrow again?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, I gotta look at that.
Hair metal. Hair metal. Oh,
it's
my
tomorrow
God.
hair metal? Oh yeah.
Yes, hair metal. Oh,
Nice.
I'm looking forward to it. All right, let me we got a couple more guests we need to bring in. I got to put somebody on hold for 1 second because we got to bring another member of the family in. Good morning, Aaron. How are you?
Good morning, fellow geeks and microphone holders.
Love it.
For those of you who do not know, this is our one and only geek philosopher, the geek with the Bible, Mr. Aaron McCoy. Thank you for joining us, Aaron.
Happy I could make it. Always a pleasure. Stop in.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, one of the three geeky dads, Mr. Brian Ramsey.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody out there in Geekdom land.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us, Brian.
How's it going?
It is going great.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being on, dude. So, Three Geeky Dads was our second crossover podcast that we had ever done.
Mm-hmm.
And I still remember Brian and I are in a few different podcast groups together. We didn't know each other at the time. And Brian shoots me a message. And I don't remember what you asked me.
Oh, I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, no, it was all about what category do you guys put your podcast in when you publish? Because at the time, we had only selected comedy. For some reason, we thought we were funny.
You thought you were funny.
You guys funny?
You're fun.
my mom thinks I'm cool. So I shot Mike a quick message about what category do you guys put your podcast in, because I thought of maybe switching it up to maybe reach a wider audience, because I didn't know how much this helped. And he's like, geez, I don't know. That's Steven's department. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, actually, I think we went, who the hell's Steven?
Right.
Yeah, I did. Because I don't know if I was really listening to you guys. I just saw your, comment pop up, your show pop up in the forum, whatever one it was. And so I reached out to Mike, and that's how we got to talking. And then I guess we listened to and we got together. And yeah, we've been buds ever since.
Oh, you ain't kidding.
No, we haven't scared you away.
We've had you guys on several episodes, in fact, and all together and individually. Yep. Mm-hmm. Brian has co-hosted for he sat in for me before. He sat in for Steven before.
That's right. Yeah.
You guys did.
We sat in for both of you all together.
Yep.
We've taken over your show.
And that was pretty funny how that came about, because
it's fun.
Steven and I were
Megan was awesome keeping it all together.
Yeah, Megan did a great job. She really kind of came into her own in that episode.
I think she likes us better. I'm not going to say, but no.
You gotta need that.
Not to pick favorites or anything.
Yeah, she got some new geeky dads.
Well, that's so good funny that she's got more geeky dads than just
right.
me or
that's
Steven.
right.
So.
I will say this.
It's an amazing ride, isn't it? I mean, we've been doing this now for 5 years. Go ahead, Steven.
Oh, no. I was just going to say, I have to credit the three geeky dads for the ones who got this ex-pastor to start watching horror movies.
There you go.
Yeah, and we're in the middle of a Christmas horror series right now.
Yep.
You know, a Christmas Horror Story with William Shatner, because that one's a great anthology.
We're going to be discussing that after we get off tonight.
After. Is it better than Werewolf Santa?
Oh, good.
Oh my god!
Oh, much better than Little Santa. Oh my god!
Don't go there. Don't go there.
I
Yeah,
told
no,
my
that was
wife that was
too
the
soon.
worst movie I have ever seen. Worst one.
Yeah, that's the weird thing with
Agreed.
horror
And we've
movies.
seen
Like,
some bad movies.
Okay, really? Better or worse than Zig? What's that movie that I hate so much? I can't stand.
I'll bet you this is worse.
Earth Girls Are
The naked
Easy.
what?
Earth Girls Are
Earth
Easy.
Girls
Oh
are
yeah,
easy.
no,
It's not
it's
that bad.
worse than that.
yeah, that's the weird thing with horror movies is that
Earth Girls Are
they're
Easy. At least
either
had a plot of some.
great. Yeah,
Barely.
they're either great or just terrible. Like some of the worst movies I've ever seen can be horror movies. I mean, a bad horror movie is really, really bad, but you get a good one, you know, and then it's just amazing.
Yeah.
Holy cow,
Yeah.
Aaron! Don't watch this movie.
Don't save your
No.
money.
No, Aaron's
We
right.
are
You can
all
usually pull at
filing a
least-
class action lawsuit against Mike to get our money back.
Right. I think we mentioned that the last time.
Money back. I want my money back.
It's been fun.
Or
My
at
my
least one
daughter,
movie.
who,
At least one good thing out of a bad movie.
yeah, my daughter just turned 9. She's discovered that she loves horror movies. So we've been trying to figure out kind of getting in there. And so mentioning the Christmas horror ones, we watched Krampus together the other day, and she
Krampus is good.
that was a fun one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Trick or Treat by the same guy is really good too.
Oh, okay.
Lost Boys was the first horror movie we showed Megan.
Okay.
Good movie.
And it's
Good
still one of
movie.
my favorite
That's a good
movies.
one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Lost Boys.
Check out Monster Squad.
Oh,
You know,
yeah. That's a
I have
good
never
movie.
actually watched
Werewolves have
Yeah.
nords.
Werewolves have no.
Oh, that's great.
I know
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Exactly. No, it's good. It's like the
That's
Goonies
awesome.
meets Universal Monsters.
Ooh,
Oh, that's great. That's
interesting.
I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
Werewolf didn't have nards. The Werewolf Santa, that one didn't have nards.
No, didn't have anything.
No, not even a werewolf.
I heard it
Not
had
a
Joe Bob
story. No.
Briggs. That's
Yeah,
good.
it did have Joe Bob Briggs, but
Yes.
like we were saying, he should have been the Santa.
That would have been much more better.
Yeah.
Hey.
Cheers, everybody.
Much more better.
Woohoo.
Of course, anything would have been much more better than that movie.
Oh, dang. There we go, everybody. Once again,
Oh.
cheers, everybody.
Yeah.
That was like a bonus one. That was like a bonus one. All right. So what are some of you guys' all favorite moments of our show?
I had talked about it recently. I found it interesting, and I'd really love for y'all to do it again when you did the Chat GPT stories.
Oh,
Those
I
were
got something in
awesome.
mind.
Well,
That
so
was good. That was
let
good.
me, yeah. So I'll share what I've been doing, guys. Is I got part of this group called AI Storytellers, and the YouTube channel, if you want to watch it, is called The Nerdy Novelist, and he talks about he is teaching people how to become AI authors, and he has created these super prompts of how you can continue to get the AI to remember your whole story. So yeah, I'm beefing up for the episode. So next time we do it, it will be much more better.
Hey.
Well,
Yeah.
and Stephen, I actually this week had come up with an idea for our next Star Wars podcast day episode, and featuring the Chat GTP. So you and I'll have to talk off the air about that one. We can't give away too many details yet.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, live, I've got a great idea that's going to go with that. So
Woo-hoo. Jeff, what did you like about that episode? Was it just that it was cool to create a story and how to create a story on there?
Yeah, it was really cool how to create them, plus the ideas that went behind them. Into the was it 3 or 4 episodes that you did on that?
we did 3, if I remember.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, those were just really cool. As the story evolved, you'd go back, you'd change it up, you'd have it redo the story. I thought those were really, really cool. Good ideas to feed into the AI and see what it would spit out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's powerful what AI can do now, and so I'm actually reviewing some stuff this weekend on getting ready for our next roundabout. So It's hopefully it's some stuff that with especially with our subscribers and stuff that we can share. Hey, let me give you a list of all the AI prompts that I've learned that you can try it on your own. And so it'll be fun. It'll be good. I'm exactly. Now the question is what happens if we start doing stuff on the show that's NSFW?
Well, you check that little box like we do for every single one of our shows.
Same here.
Yep.
Or we just go on the Three Geeky Dads. And
That's it. Where every show is X-rated.
Yep.
Or you just start calling yourselves. Or you just start calling yourselves Two Geeks and a Mic After Dark.
Hey, you're on to something here. I like it.
I think I know that.
I would say anything, all things Marvel for me.
Yeah.
Versus is actually good. I like going up against.
I like the versus shows.
Brian.
That's what I was going to say too, Theron.
Yeah, versus is really
those
good.
are always fun.
Yeah.
Well, and then I came up with the whole scoring.
You sure did.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
That was well done, Mike.
Right down to the scorecards.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
All right. There we go. We lost Aaron for a second.
I do want to go back. I wanna...
Oh, you guys scared him away.
That's possible. That's very possible. So, Aaron, I think my favorite episode with you was our Three Jokers episode.
That was a good one.
That's a fun one.
That was a good one.
that was a good one. I like that one.
I mean, such a good book to go over, and it's always fun to philosophize. However I say that word.
You did good.
Get into philosophy with you.
Anytime you can talk Joker. I mean, I can just go on for hours and hours. And then also getting a book that's not as known, I think, is also really fun. And for me even to dive into that one, learn more about it. That's definitely a blast.
Nice.
Yeah, Aaron, I gotta say thank you for that episode because I had not. You're right. I had not heard of the Three Jokers, and Mike had said, Steven, you got to read this. So
As
much
he
so
often
he
does.
sent me a copy. He sent me a copy, and I really thank you, Mike, because that plus our conversation has helped give me a real appreciation for that book, but the depth of the Joker character as well. So thank you. Yeah, it was great.
That has become one of my top Batman stories. Actually, it's up in the top now. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, very nice. Okay. So we've gotten Jeffrey. We got Brian. I don't know if we got a favorite from you, Brian.
No, I said I like the versus series too. When Theron chimed in, I like those, and not just because I'm on them, but because they're entertaining.
That's the reason Theron likes it too, because he's on every one of those too. You guys are kind of our experts for versus episodes. I tend to lean on you guys.
We haven't done one in a while. We're way overdue.
Well, we've had a lot of busyness. We're gonna come up with some lag time here. So we've seen this whole fall season. We've seemed to focus a real lot on horror. So we're trying to get back on track with other geekery stuff. So nice.
I want to do what's that? I like our movie reviews as well too. I know that they're coming up with what's that? Aquaman 2?
Yep.
Was it 2? They got Aquaman 2 coming
Well,
up.
Yep.
We'll start them up when they start doing better movies today.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Aquaman, they have Blue Beetle. They have
yeah. Hey, I just saw Blue Beetle the other night. It wasn't all that bad.
Ooh,
I was just asking Mike about that the other day if he had seen it because I saw it advertised on Max.
Yeah,
I haven't watched it yet, but I saw that.
That's where I was like too, Jeff.
And I actually was thinking about it, contacting Steven and see if he wanted to do a review of that one. So that one might be coming real soon, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Maybe.
So
has anybody seen Marvels?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I thought it was good. I really enjoyed it. I had fun with it.
Same here.
I will say my one thing I would have taken out of the movie is the musical scene.
Yeah.
I thought that
yeah.
I didn't think that fit real well. There's a mid movie musical
Oh
that
God.
happens, and that just didn't fit. But the
Big
rest of it was
planet
the
where
rest of it was
everybody
good.
communicates through song and dance.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds cringy.
It was.
Yeah.
It was very
it was
Oh,
very
boy.
unexpected.
Yeah.
But the rest of it was enjoyable. I had fun
A
with
little
it.
out of character.
So you're saying we can Steven skip that?
Yeah, same
You
here.
can Steven skip the musical. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
musical
this definitely
community is
escaped
okay.
the Steven skip part.
Yeah.
T-shirt
You know-
coming soon.
What I
You
got
keep
to watch,
saying that.
what I just
for like
got
a year
to
now.
got to watch was the new David Tennant episode of Doctor Who. Did you guys get to watch that one
That
yet?
was I was
Oh,
really
yeah.
good. I liked
There's
it.
another one tonight.
Good.
I liked it. Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
there
Yeah,
is?
it is tonight.
Yeah.
It is.
Yep. Part 2 is tonight. There's 3 of them, Aaron.
Three. Oh,
One a
nice.
week.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's great.
Who's David Tennant?
Yeah, so there's a new one. There's a
Oh,
new one
Lord.
tonight, and then.
And
I'm
then
like, what's
next
Doctor Who?
Steven.
And then the final one is next
He's
week.
this old English guy runs around a phone booth. Don't worry
Mhm.
about it.
Yeah.
Is it close to Germany?
Alonzi?
Oh my gosh.
We're lederhosens.
I do have to say this. One of our favorite guests that has been on the show. Well, everybody's been
Why,
great.
thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. He was, oh gosh, it's the Ralph McQuarrie caretaker. Oh my gosh,
Paul Bateman.
Paul Bateman.
Oh yeah.
We had Paul Bateman on, and he talked about working on Doctor Who and the TARDIS. And he said, he was like, oh yeah, the whole crew puts all of their backpacks and stuff inside the TARDIS when they're filming and stuff.
That's hilarious.
I mean, it's a great place to put it. What else are you gonna do with your stuff, man?
Yeah. I just remember him talking about that. I did enjoy Paul Bateman. The funniest thing about Paul Bateman when we first had him on is all of a sudden he had the sheet behind him. And we were like,
he did.
why do you have the sheet there? And he goes, oh, NDAs. I got to make sure that none of my work can be shown.
Yeah,
Just do the podcast.
Paul does current work for I think he's done stuff for Lucasfilms lately. He's done stuff I think for Netflix, Warner Brothers.
Wow.
Yeah, he's done a lot of big work too. And then we also had Mark Anthony Austin, who got to be the physical Boba Fett in the special edition.
Special edition. Yep.
Star Wars
97.
Yep, the 97.
He's a hoot.
He was the
Yeah.
walk-on Boba Fett.
Yeah.
We actually had him on a few times, but he's also a special effects artist too. So he does 3D work and stuff. He did a lot of the 3D work for those special editions.
Mhm. He did Casper. Have you guys seen Cruella?
Yeah, with Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. That whole sequence where the dog is on the bus, and that whole thing. He did that entire sequence.
Yep,
and
that's
stuff.
Nice.
He did
Actually,
a
I like
huge
that movie.
sequence for Warhorse when the
Oh,
when the
yeah.
horse goes through the trench and stuff. He did all of that. He just tells all kinds of fun stories. He's funny. He's such a nice guy too.
He is. He's super nice. And then we had my podcast heroes, Jason
Thank you.
Swink and Jimmy Mack. Other than Jeff and Zig,
His second favorite.
mostly Jeff. But we had Jason and Jimmy Mack of Rebel Force Radio. I've been listening to them almost since they started, and I've been listening to them since they were in the Forcecast days before they were even Rebel Force Radio. So that was quite an honor to have those two on as guests. So
Well, I will say this. I think it's because of their influence that Mike, you said you had always wanted to do a podcast.
yes, it is. Yep.
And we were already talking. I think Jeffrey, Zig, just like you guys, you're already having discussions and talking and stuff. We just kind of took the plunge and we were already talking Star Wars, mostly Star Wars and kind of thing. And then why don't we just do a podcast? We're already talking. Why don't we just have a good time? And that's how it all began. It wasn't any fancy.
That seems the way that seems to be the way that a lot of us started. You know, we're already talking this geeky stuff together. Why don't we go out there and put out a podcast? See if anybody else is interested.
See if anybody listens.
Me and Mike started in the lunchroom. We started for about a year or so. We was like, we need to start recording this.
Yeah, that's kind of the roots of this. I mean, and when I remember throwing it out to my wife saying that Steven and I were talking about making a podcast, and my wife went, "Oh, so in other words, you're just going to let everyone hear the conversations I've been listening to for years." That's pretty much the way it is.
Yeah. That's funny.
That's so funny.
Here's Geeky for you. I had to pick her up. This is Jaina.
Aww.
Yeah.
Named after Jaina Solo.
Hey, Jaina.
Nice.
Really?
I love it.
That's cool.
You know, he would hopefully he's going to pop in on us, but our friend John Keller, well, I kind of let the cat out of the bag there. But anyway,
spoilers.
John, one of John's kids is named actually.
That's cool.
So and after Jaina Solo, which I thought was hilarious. I loved it.
You know, another episode I just thought about it that I really enjoyed, and I don't remember her name, unfortunately, but it's when you had the lady from Utini on.
Oh, Heather Goldman.
Yes.
Heather Goldman. She was actually our first guest.
Yeah, I was going to say it was an early episode, but it was really good.
Yep. Yeah. Heather's worked for Utini, which Utini was they were a Star Wars book company. They put out boxes with Star Wars books and stuff, and I used to buy from them all the time. Really cool service. I liked it, but something happened and they kind of got out of selling the books, unfortunately. The guy that founded the company, he's a doctor. Well, he was still going to school to be a doctor when he founded Utini. So he was like, he and his wife were stuffing boxes in their apartment.
Wow.
Right. While he's trying to do classes and stuff. And I think it just got way too much for him. He couldn't handle it anymore. Because it got to be a pretty big service. And I reached out to her when we first started, and she was kind enough to be on, and she was a lot of fun. Yeah. I liked her a lot too. And then of course we had Chris Mott. Chris Mott's been a guest over on Rebel Force Radio. He's got his own show, the Mocktails.
Mocktails from the Cantina.
He's a hoot.
Mocktails from the Cantina. I use his coaster.
Hey.
That's sitting right here next to me. That's what my drink goes on every time. So Chris was a great guest. I love Chris. He's a lot of fun and big Star Wars nerd. Huge baseball nerd too. Much bigger baseball nerd than I am. I'm a little more football nerd now, but still a lot of fun to have. So yeah, those were some fun early guests.
Yeah, I really enjoyed when you had the author who wrote those Obi-Wan books. I thought
John
that was
Jackson Miller.
a really good one.
John Jackson Miller, yes. John Jackson wrote the Obi-Wan Kenobi book. He's wrote some Battlestar Galactica stuff.
He's done Star Trek, Picard.
Yeah,
he's the one responsible for the Old Republic thing. So there's this.
Oh, looky there.
Nice.
May the Force be with you, kind of a thing.
Yeah. Nice.
Sage Page.
Sage.
Hey, Sage. Sage has been on our show too, as a matter of fact.
Sage.
I was trying to find something here.
So, I've enjoyed having some authors. We even had she was the author. Was she the author of Republic Commandos?
Yes, Karen Travis.
Karen Travis came on.
Oh yeah, that's quite the story with Karen Travis too.
Yeah, she was super nice. But what was interesting, I'm just going to open up and talk about it because it was just interesting. Is Mike really approached her about we wanted to talk Star Wars and stuff, but in her responses, she's like, "You can talk to me about anything, but Star Wars."
Well, see, that was the funny thing. I reached out to her through Goodreads of all things, which I found funny. But I found her through Goodreads and reached out to her, and I said, "Hey, me and my buddy, we have this podcast, and we talk about it, all things geeky. We would love to have you on, And she messaged me back pretty quick, and she's like, "I love to be on podcasts. Sure, I'll be happy to be on." I hadn't mentioned Star Wars yet, okay, because I really wanted her on to talk about, because there's some kind of story, because she did the Republic Commando series, like you said, Steven, and there was a falling out between her and George Lucas himself, and she quit.
No,
right? But she literally quit. She should have wrote like another book in that series, and she stopped. She didn't, so it never finished actually. I wanted the behind the scenes story on that. I wanted her side of that story. And right away she goes, "I have one rule. I don't talk about Star Wars."
Yeah. It was a good interview though, because we really talked about what it meant to be an author, an independent author, and stuff. And she has some books on Amazon and Audible, and which aren't bad. It's the books she's got, a series that she's been working on. It's this whole thing about this young boy who's a shapeshifter kind of a thing. He needs a protector, and it's his story, and it was really interesting. But it was just a fascinating. Mike, I have to give you kudos how we had to pivot. Yeah, for the interview. Pivot.
Well, the funny thing about that is, I tend to close out the show with "And may the force be with you." And I'm getting ready to say it, and I didn't even think about her and, having this feud with George Lucas and all this stuff. And I was like, oh crap, I gotta say it. I gotta say the closing line. I hope she's not like offended by it or anything. And I said it, and she laughed. So I thought that was funny. I thought that was pretty good. Now, it was a good thing we didn't have her on today, because she refuses to be on camera. And back then we were only doing audio. We weren't doing camera.
Yeah, we were doing audio.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, she wouldn't, we were doing Zoom back then, and she had the camera turned off. We couldn't even see her. It wasn't like, we're not, she doesn't want us to show her on camera. She refuses to be on camera.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, to give her credit, she has her rationale and she had her reasonings, and I was like, okay, kind of a thing. And she was great for the interview. She was really nice. She answered anything else as long as it wasn't Star Wars related. but it was good. Yeah. So
yeah,
I was trying to think author wise. We've had John Jackson Miller. We've had Karen Travis.
Ian Desher.
Ian
Desher. That one was my favorite. I really loved that one. That one was awesome.
So everybody, just in case you don't know, Ian Desher is the author of the Shakespeare Star Wars series.
Fantastic series.
Yes.
Yeah. Now I'll be open with everybody. I am biased. I really enjoy the Audible versions.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And in the Audible versions, you've got all these voice actors that are in there. Even the one voice actor that we've had on the show. We'll get to him in a second. But Ian Desher was just a lot of fun. We talked about how he got there, and he was the first one. Mike, was he the first one that we had to get approval through Disney?
Yeah. Well, he's the only one that we did. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was insane. So I contacted Ian, and he was like, sure, I would love to do the podcast, but you have to go through my publisher to do it. I can't give you permission to do that. You have to go through my publisher. And I went, oh, okay, sure. I says, can you give me contact information? And he gave me the contact information. So I contacted her, and she replied pretty quick. And she's like, I would love to field this for you. We're going to have to go through Disney. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. And she says, I need the details about your podcast. Who's on the show? What time do you guys meet? what do you talk about? So, I answered all that
like
stuff.
a legitimate business.
Right.
Yeah,
Of course, I get this email from Mike. Steven, I need like some 20 some odd questions that I got to put into this form. I'm like,
well,
okay.
see, that was the next thing. I gave her all that information, and then she comes back to me again. Okay, I need an exact list of all the questions you're going to ask him. And I'm like, we don't work that way, though. That's not how we do things. That's not how this works.
Now, this was prior to Chat GPT, everybody. So it wasn't like I could say, hey, Chat GPT, please give me 20 questions that would be great for a podcast to do with Ian Desher, the author of blah, 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 blah. So
that would have been awesome, though, if we did.
Yeah, right.
Right.
So I contact Steven. I'm like, dude, I need questions. This is more your territory than it is mine.
And we did, and we got him, and he was gracious. We actually, was it a 3-month delay?
I think it was. Yeah, it took a while.
Three and a half.
Then they informed us. They said, okay, Disney has given approval. We're going to do this, but we want you to wait because we want you to be a part. We want your podcast to be a part of his kickoff promotion for the book that I think it was the book that you held up, wasn't it, Steven? The Marvel, or no, okay.
No.
Did you
the Old Republic one?
No, he did a Marvel Shakespeare one.
Marvel.
Yeah.
He did the Infinity Saga or the
yeah.
That's what it was. And we were actually part of his launch of that, which that was pretty neat.
Really cool.
I really did not expect that to happen.
I did like the I think one of my favorite episodes, obviously our our Batman versus Iron Man, but the interview that really I did like was Eric D. July. The guy that did
Rippaverse.
Rippaverse. Yeah, I really did, because I listened to it. Was more so how he broke into the industry and how he created his own lane. That was actually really impactful, because before I actually got into 3D animation, I wanted to do 2D animation. I wanted to do 2D art. So I wanted to be able to do my own comic book. That's what I was telling my dad. I want to become a comic book artist. And he was like, ain't no money in that. So but listening to Eric's story and how he started up and how he got his own company going and how he has so many things that he's created, and he carved out his lane. I was like, that was very inspiring. I did like that episode. That was one of my favorite ones.
He's like the biggest independent comic creator right now.
Yeah.
He's selling he just finished up his campaign for his third book, Alpha Core #1. I haven't ordered that one yet, but
yeah, I'm getting ready to order it next week.
I did order a book by one of our other guests, though, Carissa Grant. I ordered her hardcover book. In fact, I talked to her on Facebook Messenger yesterday, and she said I should receive it next week. So be looking for that for an upcoming Geektar.
Yeah.
But yeah, Eric July was he was a great guest. He was a lot of fun.
We got a lot of compliments on our interview with him.
We did.
Because
it was like
people
super
said
professional.
We did a different approach than a lot of other people had done with him, because I was just fascinated by his leadership, who he was, how he got going. I was very impressed with him. And so that's kind of, again, Mike, as you said, we kind of go organic with our conversations, and that's just where the conversation took us. And it was really a good experience. And stuff.
Yeah, I saw a lot of comments that people were like, I have never heard an interview with Eric like you guys. I was like, well, thanks. Can you subscribe to the podcast?
We did. We got more subscribers. I think it's our number one YouTube view.
It is. We've gotten over 2,000 views on that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
That one was really cool. I like that. And then my son don't know, but then again, I did give him a poster in a series, so I may end up putting it behind me, and that's gonna be one of the posters from Rippaverse behind me. Yeah. So I try to put stuff up that we reflect on and everything. So it's actually
I was going to try to reach out to Eric to say, hey, is it okay if we do a I love me displays. I have displays.
Yes, I like those too. Yep.
And I was like, can I get some display? Is it okay for me to make a couple of displays of your stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he'd care. I don't see why he would care anyway.
Well, I'm sure if it sells, he wants a piece of it. And I can't.
Well, yeah, sure. I just remember when I told Theron I was getting Eric July, and Theron was not aware of him at that time when I told you, and your comment was, "Wait a minute, he's a black guy that does comic books?"
That threw me for a loop and stuff like that, because it's just like one of those things where you hear about them and they work on various projects, but it's already within like DC or Marvel and such. So it's just like, and then you don't hear the stories until after they moved on. They switched from DC or Marvel. It was like, oh, he wrote that for them. He was like, yeah, but he's not there anymore. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
But yeah, that was a fun one. I had heard him like a year ago on another show.
Okay.
And I thought, wow, this guy's interesting. He's got a great story. Man, I wonder if we could get him on the podcast. So I tried reaching out to him, and I never heard anything from him.
Yeah.
And then I kind of forgot about him. And then I'm watching another show, and he makes an appearance again. And I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot all about this guy. I need to try and reach out to him again. So this time I actually went to his website, and there's a whole contact for media purposes type thing on his website. So I went through that, and his assistant, gosh, I cannot think of her name. I can't remember her name. Anyway, Caro, I think it's Caro. Anyhow, she reached back out to me, and I was shocked because it was like less than 24 hours. And she says, Eric would love to be on your show. Can you give me more details? And I was like, whoa. And okay, sure. And next thing you know, about a month later, we had him on the show. So
Mike was super stoked about it. He was like, Darn, I can't believe it. I was just like, who? I was like, different. I'm thinking like, he was like, you got to look him up. And as soon as we went down the rabbit hole, another Mike from my job, a coworker of ours and stuff like that, he was like, you ain't know about him? I was just like, dude, I don't know about every single black comic that's out there. It's not like I just go out there and be like, we all know each other. That's how it works.
That's so funny.
Wait a minute, Theron, you don't know about the black comic?
Must have missed that one at the family reunion.
Oh. Hang on. Ready? Good, mic drop.
Mic drop, yeah.
Hey, don't drop me.
I'm sorry, Zig. My bad if you was drinking, bro.
That was funny. I will say, like, I really love how the both of you have introduced people that, like, I've never even heard of, or even, like, the comic books. Like, I'm a noob when it comes to comic books, but you guys have really piqued my interest in a lot of these various comic books that I'm like, nice. I need all the things.
Are you talking about when me and Mike get into like arguing? We get into debates about who's who and what can do what. Yeah, we do that a lot, and that's why I was kind of a little bit apprehensive as far as like starting my own channel, because we try to keep everything PG, because Steven, we try to keep it PG. But then again, if Mike gets me going, I'm using words.
Right.
You're like, oh no.
That's why it's kind of, I'm like, I don't think I'm fit for the internet.
Well,
that's okay, because I really don't give.
That cut him off.
What? Oh my goodness! What happened there?
Well, I
the beat button, man.
I broke the Baptist priest last with the Santa werewolf.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
I'm sitting there going, "Oh my gosh, we're going off the rails." But the first time we ever went off the rails, that we lost control of the guest, was Alan Fling.
Oh my god! Oh yeah, I remember that episode. That was fun. That was funny.
He was hysterical, but gosh, we could not rein him in at all.
Oh, he was so much fun.
He was a lot of fun. Just for listeners that may not know, he was in The Empire Strikes Back. He was
2 times.
Yeah, well, he was in it several times, right? He was one of the stormtroopers in the scene where Han got frozen
in carbonite.
I almost said kryptonite.
Wrong movie.
Completely different one. Completely different.
Crossing the streams, buddy.
And he told us the whole story about all that kind of stuff, which is absolutely hysterical. How hot it was and all that kind of stuff. But then he was also on the bridge in the scene. Which scene was it? In the Empire Strikes Back. He was one of the commanders.
Yeah, he's one of the commanders, and man, I cannot think. He had a line too. He had a speaking part, and he actually didn't want to do the scene,
right?
And George Lucas personally asked him to do it because he knew he could rely on him as an extra and all this stuff. And then he had a funny story about how the costume wasn't quite fit right, and it actually split on him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was made for somebody else who just who couldn't do it, who couldn't do the line.
It's like Peter Cushing with the boots. He wouldn't wear the boots because they were too small, so he wore slippers because he knew his feet were off camera.
Yeah.
Yep. That is a true statement. Yes.
That's awesome. I did not know that.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
I don't even have pants on. Can
you imagine Tarkin ordering? Imagine Tarkin ordering the destruction of Alderaan while wearing pink fuzzy bunny slippers.
I want that scene.
I know, right?
I think we could probably do it. AI is really coming around the bend. We could get
I'm surprised Robot Chicken or something like that hasn't already done it.
Right? Yeah. That's a good show, by the way. I like that.
Yeah, they do a lot on Star Wars.
Yeah.
Nice.
The pink bunny slippers, the ones like Mariah Carey wear.
Stop it!
Oh gosh, here we go with the Mariah.
That's all I want for Christmas. That's all I want for Christmas. Right
there.
Did you guys
see our movie that we were making about the werewolf and the Santa?
Yeah. Did you guys see the thing that I put up on our website, our Facebook page? It was the Mariah Carey, but it was auto-tuned to the Darth Vader theme.
Oh! I haven't watched it.
Was it there? I ruined it. Is that?
Yes, it was from there. Guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. True story. By the way,
it's bad.
True story. By the way,
true story. It's bad. Okay.
When I got married, when I and my groomsmen and Zig being the minister, we walked into the Imperial March.
Nice. Kudos. That's awesome.
Okay.
Cool. I can do you one up on that. So, and not my wedding, but my friend Jason's. When he got married, he actually got married at the local drive-in here in Belleville, which is still open, by the way. And he had his friend Mike, not me, but his other friend Mike, and that's how he used to always. Yeah, my other friend Mike. He had his other friend Mike do the ceremony for him, and he dressed up as Darth Vader. And then he had the wedding party, the whole wedding party. It was a bird theme, and we all had to dress up as different birds. Yeah.
I mean, he said he had his wedding at a drive-in. Man, I definitely overpaid for my wedding, bro.
Yeah. Right?
I had the whole bells and whistles and everything, man. I could have. You mean to tell me I could have just dressed up in a? Yeah, all right.
It wasn't free, Aaron. It wasn't free.
It wasn't
free. At my wedding, whenever it came time to raise a toast, we actually had pieces of toast, like bread.
Nice. Rocky Horror.
Nice. I like it.
I had
like Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I had my wedding in a bar that we were regulars in, and because we agreed to go in before they opened, we got the venue for free.
Nice.
Oh wow!
You just had to pay your tab.
Yep, just had to pay our tab.
That makes sense.
I like it.
Nice.
Awesome.
Wait a minute.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
Wow.
Which I never got in Loki. I was waiting for my wow.
Yeah, he didn't do it, did he?
No.
I was so sad.
That's funny.
We speaking We should be doing a Loki episode on the 16th. That's when Megan wants to do it.
16. You mean like I got to watch that whole season in the next 2 weeks?
Oh yeah. Hey Steven, you need to watch Loki. Sorry.
Yeah, I was a day late and $1 short.
2 weeks, buddy.
Recording the last 2 episodes. So yeah.
It's okay. After the movie I watched last night, you got to watch that too. So,
what movie did you watch last night?
Godzilla.
Oh, the Godzilla -1.
Oh yeah.
Godzilla.
Oh, Steven,
I need to watch that still.
We got it. We got to do an episode on it, dude.
You guys got to check out the Monarch Legacy show on HBO Max. That's awesome.
I am.
Is it HBO Max?
Yeah.
Is that what that's on?
Yeah.
It's Apple Plus.
No, Apple Plus. Sorry, you're right. Apple Plus.
Apple
Yep.
Plus.
I don't know. I can't afford all these different subscriptions.
No, it's
like,
cool.
Bruh, I'm doing way too much.
I know how it is, Steven. I
need a job just to afford all my subscriptions.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
I already have a second job.
It's got Kurt Russell and his son who played U.S. agent in the Disney Marvel show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forget his first name, but they're playing the same character, but in 2 different time periods. So his son plays him like back in the 50s, and then Kurt Russell plays him now.
Oh, and he does a great job too.
So like
does.
Loopers.
Yeah. Like Loopers.
Nice.
I don't know. I like this better than
Meg
Loopers.
Ryan and Tom Hanks, and they would send a message through the mail. One in the past. What was that movie? The movie where Tom Hanks and Meg
Back
Ryan.
to the Future.
That wasn't Back to the Future. I was just about to go along with that too. No, I said, you got mail.
There was a letter.
Movie.
Yeah,
they had the post office. It was like the mailbox was a time portal.
You got mail.
Oh, that one.
Oh, no,
Lake House.
The Lake
With
House.
Keanu
Yeah.
Reeves.
That's with
Yeah.
And Sandra Bullock.
and Keanu Reeves.
That was Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That was a
That had a
I
great
think
twist at the end.
Darren, you're confusing it with You Got Mail.
Yeah. This one. Do I have mail? I don't have mail.
Yeah. No. you got mail.
You got mail. AOL.
David, you're supposed to be pulling that penguin
got
back
mail.
on the iceberg. Come on.
I know. I gave that up a long time ago for this episode.
That's my favorite part of the show, by the way.
I know.
Penguins off the ice. I use it every day now.
Thank you.
I totally should have saved that picture from Halloween last year.
Oh, I remember that.
That was my costume. I was a penguin falling off of an iceberg.
Mhm.
Nice.
And I have to give credit to my friend Scott Hack for that reference, because he's the one I learned that reference from.
Yep.
Zig is over there bugging up. They must be having a private chat or something like that, because this man's going crazy now.
Okay, going is not the right
Just
term.
imagining me as a penguin.
He's been crazy.
So I was like, wrong adjective. I got to make a man a gift.
Like
we have lost control.
yeah, like we say on our show, the Bipolar Express has just pulled into the station.
Oh, yeah, that's a
I
great
asked
guess.
at the opening, what's the topic? You're like, meh, whatever.
Just gotta have a good time together.
You're like, topic. What's that word?
200 episodes.
All I can say, it's 5 o'clock
Yeah.
somewhere, gentlemen.
Yeah,
And gentlemen.
200 episodes and all the rules have finally gone out the window.
Right.
I mean, I've already finished my apple.
Wait a minute.
Whatever.
There's
So-
rules.
The format?
Stevens just banging it out. He just bang, 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 bang. I see all
Yeah.
bangs in the background. He's
That's
banging it right now. That's kind of weird to say in the same. Say that.
You know, the funny thing is
Is this going to be censored?
It is now.
I don't have the beep button, so
I did a John Witherspoon's impressions. Bang, 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 bang. Every time I see it in the background.
That's funny.
you know, Zig, you mentioned the fact that you came on and asked what the topic is, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. That's kind of the way Steven and I started this whole thing. It was like we would come on and there was no rhyme or reason. Hey, all right, Steve, what are we talking about today? We need a topic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, four-stroked him into doing it.
We're
Yeah.
a little bit better today. I try to plan things out.
Just a little bit.
Just
Yeah.
a little bit.
But it still happens. It still happens.
Oh,
a lot
it
of stuff
does.
changes on the fly.
It does. It does.
Yep, it happens with everybody.
But with YouTube, I try to have it more planned out because that way we have it scheduled.
Yeah,
I've got a thumbnail made, created for it, and all that stuff. You know, so I will be hounding Steven right after this is over, going, all right, what are our next 4 shows, dude?
Steven is tired. He wants to take a nap.
Werewolf
Stop working
Santa
that
2,
man like that.
Werewolf Santa 3, Werewolf
thank
Santa
God.
4.
Thank God, Steven. I don't think there are any sequels to that turd in a punch bowl of a Christmas movie.
God, as much research as I have to do, I'm always way ahead on mine.
Oh yeah, you guys are nuts.
Yeah.
I mean,
you guys kind of set the bar.
Well, the longest a single episode ever took me to research,
except for the Star Trek episode.
Really?
Do what?
He said, except for the Star Trek episode.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
you're researching.
Yeah, and we thought it was a disaster. That's why we research everything now.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, Steven and I don't research nothing.
No, the longest it ever took.
Megan and I are his research.
The longest it ever.
Darren has to come in with all his pre-stored
Jeff,
knowledge.
you'll get a moment here in a second, my brother.
No, the longest it ever took me for one single episode was a month.
Oh wow!
A month of research, and because it was just so convoluted, and I even had to put a murder board together where I connected all the pieces and tried to figure out, my God, who is this person that is coming to this story? And oh my God,
he was like, Charlie, just this with the whiteboard behind you.
Exactly.
Yes. You got the cigarette in your hand too, pointing at stuff.
Well, as Angie was saying, you guys set the bar, and we realized we would never achieve it.
I like Aaron's approach. Aaron, he has a more philosophical.
You guys set the bar, and we record at a bar. So that shows you the differences in quality in our shows.
And then Steven and I hit each other with the bar.
Yep.
We're more like the Three Stooges.
Another thing I was going to say about y'all's show, it's been on the tip of my tongue for a while. What I've really enjoyed is when Angie is on, and she gets an opportunity to suddenly geek out about D&D. I love those.
Mm-hmm. I am a bit of a nerd. Yes.
I'm just like in the car.
Hey, Angie, could you tell us about Elven Blade Singers from AD&D back in, say, like 89 era? Can you talk about that?
Excuse me, I gotta go get some more coffee.
I gotta hear this.
I just want to hear it.
You don't want me to go down that rant. That's for another show.
Like I said, if I ever met Quentin Tarantino, I would ask him to define what is film noir and sit and listen to him talk for an hour.
Yeah.
Right.
That's okay, Andrew. They don't even let me talk about Dragon Ball Z, and I've been trying to get them to watch the show for years, Mike. You got to start with Dragon Ball, work your way to Dragon Ball Z.
You just need to have like a trilogy show.
I got
That's what it is.
I got my Goku socks on right now. That's how committed I am. I can't show you the briefs because this is PG-13 right now.
You definitely should be committed, Darren.
Steve was like, "Oh my God." Yeah, they're gonna have to set aside like 3 years to get caught up on Dragon Ball Z, and I mean, it'd be fine if you skip through the hours.
Dude, there's 3 episodes for one fight.
It'd be fine. Yeah.
Steven's freaking out because he's got to watch 8 Loki episodes in the next.
No, my man got to watch like.
Listen, there's a reason for the Steven skip. It's just time allocation. That's all.
Oh, I know there's going to be some Steven skips in Loki.
Oh, yeah. He's probably going to watch the first one and then just skip to like the second to last, and he'll be like, "Okay, we're good."
No, probably to the post-credit scene at the very end.
Yeah, I was just saying. There is no post-credit scene, so you don't have to worry about
That's
that.
funny.
You don't have to worry about that. Oh, did I give away anything?
Yes, that was.
So my wife chimed in.
Yeah.
Yep. We did the Exorcist crossover with Nerdery and Murdery.
That was good.
Oh, that was fun.
That's pretty good.
And I got to go to some of the sites. The
That's right, you did.
Yep.
You put the pictures up.
I did.
You talking about the first one, the one in downtown or whatever, Cardinal Glennon?
Yeah,
that freaks me out. I can't do it, bro.
I went to SLU, where the cathedral's at, where part of the part of the real exorcism happened. I went to the site where the hospital was at, where they had the boy, because originally it was a boy that the story's actually about. And then I even visited the house, the Exorcist house. So that was pretty fun. It was
didn't he just die a couple of years ago?
Here in Rhode Island, we got
he just died a couple of years ago. He ended up becoming an engineer at NASA.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Dang.
Okay.
And
well,
he
works in mysterious ways.
The Conjuring house, the Warrens.
The Warrens house.
The Warrens.
You know the Warrens who are the subject of the Conjuring movies, the investigators that supposedly held the Annabelle doll is here in Rhode Island. They're now trying to get into a B&B, and I will never go there.
No,
I hate dolls.
Oh, they'll make some.
I feel like I gotta just look at the Bible when somebody starts talking about shit.
Zig. Dude, play with your dolls. They're action figures, Zig. They're action figures. They're not dolls.
Wait a minute. I didn't see you playing with your dolls again, sir.
You have such a big helmet.
Hey, didn't the new Exorcist movie just pop on Peacock?
It did. Exorcist Beginnings, or something like that. Yeah,
it can stay there.
Yep,
that's cool.
I don't have any interest in the new Exorcist. Now, Megan and I saw a preview for a movie that I do want to see. What is it? Imaginary? Yeah. Have you guys seen the preview for Imaginary?
I haven't seen it yet.
No.
What's it about?
I'm gonna look at it right now.
This little girl has as I like to put it, the Teddy Ruxpin from hell. She has a stuffed teddy bear that she is her imaginary, quote unquote, her imaginary friend. And the teddy bear starts having her do things.
Stolen.
I'm gonna say, I feel like I've heard this before.
That's a ripoff of the movie Magic.
Yeah.
I don't know that movie.
Yeah, that was the one with the ventriloquist dummy.
Yes.
Yeah. Anthony Hopkins was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
It came out like what, 79 or 80 or 78 or somewhere around there. Late 70s, very early 80s.
In the episode we did of our top horror movies, Zig put that as one of his favorites.
I haven't seen that one in
the
40
shit out of
years.
me as a little kid.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you talking about the ventriloquist? Yeah, I don't even like those dolls.
I'm with you, Zig. Creepy.
Even there goes
There's that E. You better check that box now.
Okay, so wait a minute. So Magic is the original movie, and then Imaginary is the one that's coming out.
Yes, Imaginary is the new one, and like
we could do like a comparison, like Airplane, and Airplane was a shot for shot for what movie? What movie was it?
0 Hour.
0 Hour.
Yeah. You guys talked about that, didn't you?
Yeah. Go on YouTube. There's a great video where they put some scenes side by side. I mean, the airplane dialogue is like ripped verbatim from that movie.
I watched,
but just done funny. Yeah.
Oh, I watched the YouTube episode after you guys mentioned it, and I was just blown away because I'm a big fan of the Airplane. You know, Airplane. I love that movie.
Yeah,
and I never knew about the original, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty freaking amazing, actually.
Yeah. See, I knew that they had taken that movie and used it as a basis for Airplane, but I didn't know that they took the dialogue like almost verbatim too. It was crazy.
Oh, it was a Blumhouse movie. Oh, okay, I see it now.
But yeah, Imaginary is a Blumhouse movie.
Yeah. I can tell it's gonna be stupid.
I still.
I just know it. As soon as I see it, it's gonna be stupid.
Blumhouse, if you want a show to sponsor,
hey, I'm not on YouTube.
Right.
Well, so much for that sponsorship.
Right.
Well, I got to do this one again.
Wow.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a Steven skip on this one. Yeah.
Wow. Hey, listen, boys and girls, I got to take off because by my clock it's 11:10 in the morning.
Okay.
And I've got to bring my daughter to her piano lessons for noon, so I've got to get us both ready. But listen, congratulations on your 200th episode. Let's hope for 200 more.
Thank
you guys are great. Steve and Mike, thank you for everything. Ziggy and Jeff, it was a pleasure. I love meeting you guys through Steven and Mike. All these great podcasts. This is probably the best thing to come out of the pandemic. Are all these great podcasts? All these people stuck inside with just looking to communicate either directly or indirectly. It's been a pleasure, man. It's been a wild ride, and I love you all.
Thank you as well, Brian. Thank you so much, Brian.
Give our love to the rest of the guys, please.
Will do. We're all still recovering from whatever sickness is going on. We've all got a terrible cold or cough or whatever. I'm on antibiotics now because of mine. The last few episodes we've done together, I don't know if you noticed, I was hacking my butt off through the entire thing, but yeah,
you did some
we're all on the men. We're all on the men.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
good.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad we got to
Brian. Thank you so much.
Cheers, everybody, and congrats again. Love you all.
Cheers.
Thank you.
You as well.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right. That was Brian and the Three Geeky Dads. And yeah, we've been friends with Brian for a couple of years now. And the Three Geeky Dads is an amazing podcast. If you've not checked out their stuff, please go to and I can't remember his view. Just go to 3geekydads.com. Anyway,
you mean this one?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
There it is.
And it's the number 3.
Nice.
Yeah, it's number 3.
Podcast.com.
Geeky Dad, yeah.
Always got to get that number 3. I always love that.
Wow. Coming out with another Aliens movie?
There is?
What?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's one's like one on Hulu. Remember the one they did for Predator? They did Prey, which is actually a really good movie. I like that
actually
one.
good.
Y'all did an episode on that.
We did.
Yes, we did. Yep.
It was good.
I heard with this Alien one, Ridley Scott watched it, or at least the rough cut, and they said normally he's like brutal on his reviews for people, and he said he didn't really have any criticisms or anything for it. He said he loved it.
Really?
Wow.
Amazing.
Of course, James Cameron did say he liked the latest Terminator movie, so you know.
I thought Ridley Scott died.
No, he's still kicking.
Is he?
Yeah.
Here,
You
let me
made me
see.
think of
Hang on.
Tony,
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
his brother.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody brought Ridley Scott back.
Nothing here.
Talking about exorcisms and
Yeah, no kidding.
Ridley Scott is making Gladiator 2?
Yeah, I'd heard.
Didn't he
Gladiator
die
2
at
was
the
coming
end?
out. I don't know how they're going to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a different Gladiator, just kind of like almost like one of those soft reboot kind of things. Like
Oh,
it's
I gotcha.
in
Okay.
line, but you know.
Okay.
So. I heard there was this weird story proposed for a sequel years ago where like it's like he's in the afterlife and then is like fighting these Roman gods or something like that, like some crazy stuff. I forget exactly what it was that someone was trying to get him to make.
Weird.
that's crazy.
Long time ago, yeah.
Wait a minute, that was my story I pitched. What are you talking about? No, I'm just kidding. I'm teasing. Alien Romulus.
Yeah, Romulus. There you go.
Huh.
That's the
Interesting.
August 16th,
right out of
2024.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
Jeez.
A
Man.
crossover
Yeah,
with
those
Star Trek.
I find event sequels are really hard to keep going. If you've got character sequels, you can keep on going. James Bond, just keep, you got the characters, you can change it up, you can really change the tone, you can do all kinds of different creative stuff if you're based on the characters. But if you're based on event, like, there's this crazy scary alien, but like, you can only do that so many times. Jurassic Park, only so many times you can do that. Jaws, only so many times you can do that. But I mean, I love that. I mean, I think the Xenomorph's like the creepiest alien monster design of all cinema. I mean, that thing's horrifying. So hopefully they've got something good with
They
that.
changed the dynamics of how the Xenomorphs actually, like how they were like in original Aliens to how they are right about now. And the design of it, if you ever watch Prometheus or if you ever watch Alien Covenant and stuff like that, they changed the design of them completely. It's like how they started and how they ended is just like, what the heck did we go from here? And I'm assuming they probably in this Romulus one, it looked like it's another morphing of how they present the aliens, the xenomorph itself.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah,
interesting.
And we've got Rebel Moon coming up soon.
Oh, I'm so excited for Rebel Moon.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Let me ask this question, you guys. I heard, and I just want to clarify, make sure get corrected by my geeky friends here, because I can only be corrected by you guys, no one else. No, I'm just kidding. I heard Rebel Moon is really based upon kind of the concept of a Star Wars project that Zack Snyder was asked to do.
Correct. Yes. Yes.
That is the same thing I heard too.
Yep.
Interesting.
That's so exciting. We're getting Star Wars back, baby.
All right, don't put your hopes up too high. I mean,
all right, everybody. How many Steven skips do you think that he's gonna?
When does that come out?
He's excited now.
December 22nd.
Rebel Moon. What did you say? December
22nd.
22nd.
Did I get it right?
Yep, you got it right.
Damn.
Hey, looky there.
I got it.
Was it Netflix?
Netflix.
Yeah.
Yes,
Netflix.
Interesting.
So I think you and I will have to do an episode on that. Whoop. Let's see. The 22nd is a Friday. Is that right?
Yes.
And is that a two-parter as well?
Yes.
Yes.
I believe so.
Really? Okay.
So you and I will probably have to do an episode on the 23rd on that one. Of course, now we won't have an episode on the 30th of this month because I will be meeting up with Zig and Jeff that day.
Oh,
so
you guys should do say he was out of the country.
Well, and here's what's so funny. So
I'm going to Dallas, Texas. So
I guess he's out of the country too.
It's a whole different country.
Yeah. I moved away from the DFW Metroplex and moved down to South Texas back in August. So Mike is traveling from St. Louis to DFW. I'm traveling from South Texas to DFW, and our times are the exact same.
Yeah, it's going to take me like 10 hours.
It's going to take me 10 hours to come from South Texas to DFW.
If you live in the panhandle of Texas, technically you are closer to Canada than you are to Mexico. That's how big we are.
Wow. Yeah, look it up. Steven just went into that. Steven did that.
10 hours for both
Steven
of them?
did that gesture. Was like, wait a minute, what the? That math ain't math.
10 hours to Germany here. I mean, my God.
Right.
I'm just now thinking to myself, Angie, Germany got good Wi-Fi.
You know what they say? Everything's bigger in Texas. So
I mean, I am in a castle. I'm just saying.
Oh, well, I need to work harder.
Oh yeah, just rub it in, Dan.
All right.
Just saying.
Yeah, well,
so that makes you a princess. Well, what's your Mario? I'm sure Mario is going to be coming out to rescue you.
Right.
You might be in a castle.
So are you there with a Bowser?
You might be in a castle. You might be in a castle, Nancy, but I get to go see God's favorite football team, right, Jeff?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Well, we have a whole
You just cursed the Cowboys for the rest of the season.
Nope. It's true. It's God's favorite football team, right, Jeff?
I just love the amount of enthusiasm that Cowboys fans put in, and they are so like gung ho in the first half of the season. Second half, it starts to drain. Third rather. Oh, here we go. Super Bowl never fucking make it. I'm sorry.
We're always
just like playoffs. I'm like, it's always a hype train. Everybody, they get a couple of good wins, couple of good games, and all of a sudden,
every week, Jeff and I are watching the game together, aren't we, Jeff?
Yep, we watch and talk over Facebook Messenger through the whole game.
Yep, we sure do.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I committed. I give it to you though. It's awesome.
See, that's another thing I have to thank the podcast for. Is I gained a fellow Cowboys fan buddy out of the podcast. So.
Well, actually, Mike has me to thank for Thursday because I texted him. I said, "Okay, here we go," and he goes, Oh, I forgot the game was on.
I was like, wait a minute, we just had a game last Thursday.
I know it's weird. It's like they keep coming around this.
Well, I mean, Thursday's not a normal day for
Right.
for football. That's every few times a year.
Yeah.
And of course the Cowboys, it's a tradition that Dallas plays at home on Thanksgiving and that Detroit plays at home on Thanksgiving.
Yep.
So we'll never see Dallas and Detroit play on Thanksgiving.
Nope.
They will never play each other.
Nope.
But so I was thrown off. I'm like, Jeff messages me. He's like, all right, game time. I was like, game time? What the heck are you talking about? I'm getting ready to watch Masked Singer.
That's so funny.
I told Brenda, I go, I think I'm heading to the bedroom because I got to watch the game.
That did not sound right.
Well, I really feel like sports are kind of the unrecognized nerd category. It's like, I mean, it's a game from your childhood, just like we all respond to, the sci-fi stories or the toys or the different things. I mean, it's a game of, but then you really get geeked out on it, and, you get to the stats and you get into that. And, I don't think that there's enough recognition of the big sports fans. Yeah, they're just as much a geek as any of us.
We do.
Okay. I got you.
D&D for guys who can't admit they like D&D.
Yeah.
That's mainly what it is, especially the fantasy football ones.
That's what I was going to say. We do what we call wife swap episodes, where I'll do the nerdery and Zig does the murdery. We typically do it every 25 episodes, but originally our 10th episode, I did the nerdery and I did it over fantasy football.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
great.
love those.
Oh, that's great.
I love it when you guys switch. That's so cool. You guys have one of the best concepts in podcasting.
Thank you.
I had never heard of this concept until you guys, and you guys are so good at it.
Thank you.
Again, I bow to the research that you both
We aspire to be as good as you guys. I'm telling you.
Hey, Mike, you giving him his flowers. I understand he's an original OG to OG. You don't have to keep telling him that.
Dude, they are amazing.
I get it.
If you have not listened to Nerdery and Murdery, you should definitely check out their show.
I'm on the website. I'm getting out right now. I'm just like, all right, I gotta check this out.
Just so
Because
you
you keep
know.
on talking it up. I gotta definitely get into it. If you give me nightmares, I'm telling you right about now, I'm sending you a bad review. Well, I can only go so far when it comes down to true crime stuff. I'm just like, this stuff seems like it's giving me ideas.
Listen to our last crossover with them, and Jeff has a St. Louis murder that'll blow your mind.
What was that? St. Louis murder? That's like every day, sir. We have the worst. It's horrible here. I'm telling you.
This was the dentist. And it's just amazing.
Yeah,
I was a dentist. I just went to the dentist yesterday. Don't tell me stuff like that.
Yeah, I found a serial killer for St. Louis, and I found a serial killer for Montana.
Sure did. It was great.
Wow.
Yep. So just
great.
Check out those. Check those out first.
At nerderyandmurdery.com. That's the letter N. Nerderyandmurdery.com.
There's a number.
That's funny.
That's the letter
in algebra.
Okay, all right.
That's so funny. I love it so much.
Okay. Well,
that was so funny.
I think we should probably start wrapping this up. We're going on an hour and a half. And for a podcast that we really just did not plan at all, this turned out pretty good. Now I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out.
Good people. Thank you guys. Thanks everybody. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for asking us.
I have to say that you guys have inspired me to want to get into the podcast format.
Awesome.
So thank you guys.
Do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just want to start making videos so I can kind of catch up to you all. And I can say what I want to say.
Oh, happy early birthday to Megan.
Oh, happy birthday, Megan. Oh, that's right. Her birthday. Yeah, that's right. That's her birthday. She's going up to Canada to get some maple syrup. Bring me back some, please.
Oh, I forgot, Megan. I forgot, Megan. Theron wants maple syrup. He told me that at work the other day.
She can get the syrup. I'll get the lager.
Look, she's got to
get good beer in Canada. Okay.
Well,
hello, Germany.
Oh, I know you got good beer in Germany. Yeah. I know. That's the only reason why I would go.
Angie, that's actually what I thought you were drinking out of that bottle was beer.
I know, right? Why would you get coffee and you're in Germany?
No,
you said Switzerland. That's right.
Juice.
Was it
yeah, I guarantee you, Angie's not drinking beer.
Oh, right.
You know, Angie, if you could bring me back
my margaritas.
I love margaritas. I'm gonna have some margaritas with Jeff and Zig. Margaritas.
While you guys talk about football.
Yeah, well, of course.
You can't tell me that's not a Real Housewives moment right there. real husband Hollywood moment right there. Just talking about football and have margaritas. That's crazy.
Okay, Jeff, you got to share what your wife said about us. What you told me your wife said about you and I.
God, there's so much. What do you mean?
One? I had messaged you and you said, "Oh, Mike just messaged me. The game was on," and you made a comment that your wife said, "Oh, you mean your boo?"
Oh yeah. She calls Mike my boo.
That's hilarious.
Wow, bro.
She'll walk through the room. She'll walk through the room as I'm watching the game. She's like, "Oh, you're talking to your boo, huh?"
That's so funny.
That's funny.
Oh,
Mike's got him a side piece.
Whoa! What was that?
Homie, don't play that.
Homie, don't play it. Yeah.
We will edit it in post.
Sorry, homie, don't play that.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Good time.
You're like, where do we go from here?
On that note.
Her girlfriend's talking about, they in there, they still chatting it up, chatty catties, all just going back and forth on what down they on.
Yep.
The conversation is probably going to go left. Whoever get an interception, it's just going
that's
kind of the way we're talking about the post games and everything, all the highlights and stuff.
And the funny thing is, normally this week wasn't this way because the game was on Prime, but normally I have to delay what I'm texting to Mike because he watches on Hulu, I watch on YouTube TV, and I'm actually about 2 or 3 seconds ahead of him.
First world problems.
You have to take first world problems. He'll be like, touchdown. I'm like, shit, dude, I haven't even seen it.
Wait. Don't tell me yet.
That's so funny.
I just
Meanwhile, Angie's in Germany and she's doing great right about now. Y'all trip.
I just sit there 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I can text.
yeah, he does.
But yes, Brenda does watch with us as well. She had commented in the chat.
Yeah, most of the time she does. Now, Thursday's game, like I said, I went in the bedroom to watch it because she was watching Masked Singer. And which I normally watch with her and Megan, but I opted for the Cowboys game this week, and she came to bed right after Masked Singer, and she actually was dozing off. The Cowboys scores a touchdown, and I went yes, and scared the crap out of her. It was so funny.
That's so funny.
So yes, Aaron, you are right. Sports is just as nerdy as anything that we love, Star Wars, Marvel, DC,
cards.
It's the same thing. It is the exact same thing. No, they cosplay. They don't want to admit it, but they cosplay. They dress up for the games. It's exactly the same thing. It is no different than anything we do. So.
Yeah, but that assumes sports are interesting.
All right. Hey guys, I gotta take off, but congratulations.
Thank you,
Aaron.
Aaron.
Appreciate it.
For having me on all the time. It's always been a pleasure. It's been a lot of fun.
Aaron,
already, sir.
Hey, Aaron, real quick, if people want to find you, what's
Yeah.
the best place to find you? Is it on your
So
Facebook page?
Facebook, Geek with the Bible is what I'm on. I might be changing the name soon. I'm looking at doing a lot of different changes with it. I got a new T-shirt site coming out soon. I'm doing some new designs and just making it more just in general.
There it is.
Yeah, I'm working on a lot of different stuff with that. So yeah, go ahead, follow me on there.
Yes, you do some great memes, by the way.
Yes,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's what it primarily is. So it's geeky, godly, and goofy. So if that follows your taste, then yeah, go ahead and follow me on there.
Well, Aaron, we appreciate you being on the show, and we appreciate you being our official geek philosopher. Thank you so much for what you've put into our show, and we hope to have you back on soon again.
Absolutely, definitely. At some point, who was it that hasn't seen Fight Club yet? Was that both of you, or
I've never seen it.
I've seen
it.
Dude,
rule number one.
Twist.
We don't talk about.
We will break both first rules and talk about it, because that's.
I'm excited. We're gonna break Michael's Fight Club cherry.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, with the reference. I'm saying right now. Yeah, wow.
What?
All right, I'll see you guys.
See you, Aaron. Thank you so much,
Aaron.
brother. Thank you.
Dang it, I missed it.
Oh man.
Okay, yes, I'm saying it right here.
Yes.
Mike needs to watch Fight Club, and y'all do an episode on it.
Okay, as long as Aaron's involved in it, I will do it.
We could have another round robin with everybody on to talk about Fight Club.
Oh my goodness.
We're not supposed to.
I just want to leave off with this. His name is Robert Paulson. We'll figure it out later.
Oh my god!
Yeah, didn't you just recently kick off one of your episodes with that or something? Yeah.
So funny.
And I think Jeff went, I don't know what we're talking about.
Oh man!
If I remember the intro right, I think that's how it went. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I think you're right.
Oh, I love that one. That was great. And I was like, I'm with you, Jeff. I don't know what he's talking about either.
Oh, that's so funny.
Bang bang.
Oh my god.
Man.
All right.
That was good.
I think we're gonna have to wrap this up. We're going off the rails.
We've been off the rails for a while.
That's
now.
how we started. I mean, come on.
Yep.
All right. Well, 200 episodes. We have over 12,000 downloads. And we are going on our third year of podcasting. I was looking it up, Stephen. When I came and did the live one with you in Montana, our very first live one, I had thought that was our 100th episode. That was actually our 50th episode. So,
okay.
Yeah, 50th episode was when I came to Montana. And here we are. Now we do it live every week, and I have to thank you, Stephen. It's been an amazing ride so far, and I hope we continue for quite some time.
I love it. Yeah. And thank you, Mike, because I wouldn't have done it if Mike was like, we should do a podcast. I'm like, well, okay.
I'm the one with the crazy ideas, and yeah.
Yep, it is great. Well, I'll be open with you. My favorite part about the whole journey is not only with you, Mike, just being high school friends, and that's how we stay connected over the years, but all the new friends that we have made has just been phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff, Zig, Theron, Angie, I never would have met any of you without Mike and doing this podcast. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you all for being a part of the show. And Angie and Megan has been, a huge part of the show. Theron, I've, said to you lots of times over lunch that we should do something like this. And then when I started doing it, I'm like, well, I got to have Theron on.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't do a show without Theron. So thank you guys for being a part of this and helping us out. You guys are amazing.
Yep.
All right. I think that's all I got. How about you, Steven?
That's all I got, man. And thanks everybody for joining us. And I'm excited about the next 200 episodes.
Me too.
So yeah, make sure and tune in to us every Saturday on accidentally hit
Geeky news.
That's a little bit late, don't you think? We're doing it reverse this time.
That's funny.
Oh, is the show just now starting?
Yeah, right. Make sure and like and subscribe to us on both Facebook and YouTube. Give the little bell a tickle. You'll be notified every time we go live. We go live every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. You do the math because I don't like doing math. And so with that said, over and out. And looking for my outro. Where's it at? Over and out, and may the force be with you always. Thank you for joining us today on the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast. Tune in next week when we will have more news and reviews. Until then,
May the force be with you.